All the single ladies, put your hands up. Let's stop that right now. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Didi. It's another one that we're gonna cover, and just another day to be ungrateful. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Comment down below. You single or in a relationship? Guilty as charged. I'm single. Or am I guilty? Or am I actually? Yeah, I'm guilty. Let's go. Let's see what it do though.
Here, I'm Courtney Ryan, and I stumbled upon this gem of a video over on TikTok. And when I saw it, I was one of the first people to see it. It didn't have a ton of likes or views or comments or anything like that. But I just thought it was so refreshing as a woman to hear another woman saying this. And I'm sure that as mostly men watching, you will find this refreshing too. So I'm going to show you guys just so that we're all on the same page, and then we're going to talk about it.
Well,
We need
I'll
to have
be
a
the judge
chat.
of that.
And don't get mad at me. Think of me like your older sister. Been there, done.
It says he's not intimidated by you on the top of the video.
Yeah.
I've already experienced this, learned the lesson.
Yeah, let's get right into that one. Since a lot of girls be like, oh, guys aren't approaching anymore because they're just intimidated by us. Yeah, I'm not too sure what's intimidating about, on average, a 5'4" female who most men, even a damn 12-year-old, could wreck in a physical altercation. That is of no threat, no danger, whatever. So that BS of guys are intimidated, please cut that shit out. Here's what guys really are feeling. Oh, even if she does like me and I get her number, all I gotta do is just fuck up one time. And she ain't fucking with me no more. And how many women do I have to go through and do that stupid talking phase and cycle all over again just for it to pan out to be nothing? And then if I even get to the relationship or even a marriage, it still most of the time doesn't end well. And it's usually initiated by the woman. So look. There's nothing intimidating about that. It's just a lot of guys, and I hate to be a parent, but a lot of guys just feel the juice ain't worth the squeeze, man. I'm just telling you how it is.
So now I just want to teach you the lesson so that you can be honest with yourself. That man did not end things with you or ghost you because he's too intimidated by you. Stop convincing yourself of that. Stop letting your friends convince you of that. People used to say that to me, so I used to say it all the time when things didn't work out with a guy. I have been pretty successful from a pretty young age, and one of the things about me at that time was that, like, I made it my whole personality trait. Like, didn't need anybody for anything. Work, like, came first. I was a little more on the, like, argumentative, like, highly opinionated, which I am a highly opinionated person, but, like, it was just a different way. And people used to say that to me, oh, well, they're just so intimidated by you, and I ate that shit up until finally it came to my senses and matured, and I was like, well, I'm not dating insecure men. So I don't think that the men I date who are, like, successful, have their shit together, you know, pretty confident, are ending it with me because they're intimidated. They think I'm too good for them. I just don't think that that's necessarily true. What I've learned and realized is that they just don't like it. Like, if you are argumentative, why would they spend their time with you when there's someone else who's not? Or if you're...
You know, a lot of females be critical but can't even think critically. And Victoria, yeah, you earn the right to be critical because you can think critically. Congratulations.
whole life is about not needing anybody and just like, oh, I can do this, I can do that because I'm like so successful and work is everything to me, then like why would they want that in a partner when there's someone who's more like open to being like a team rather than so like independent? The only time it'd probably be true if a man was intimidated by you would be if he had significantly less going for him than you do. Like, successful, you make a ton of money, you travel, you live in a nice place, whatever, and he's like between jobs and lives with his parents, like doesn't have a steady income. Or if you're like 10 out of 10, like stunning model, most beautiful girl he's ever seen, and he's like unhealthy, unattractive, like...
No, I wouldn't get you. I won't hold you though. Yeah, well, like straight dime pieces, they can be intimidating. I won't hold you on that. But usually it's for most of the girls that be saying this bullshit, it doesn't apply to them. That's just, I'll keep it at that. Most of the girls that say this bullshit, oh, he was just intimidated, it doesn't apply to you. Now, the dimes and like those super rare, just like, oh my God, like she's just so hot, like, just like, bro, I'm sure everyone's hollering at her and all that good stuff. Like, those girls, you're gonna be intimidated. But a lot of guys still, I wouldn't say that, because a lot of guys don't even want to approach girls no more. But guys will still, even though they feel that feeling, they'll still shoot their shot.
Been with someone that looks like you, so he like gets intimidated and unfortunately like psychs himself out. Maybe in that case, but chances are that's not what your dating dynamic is, and it's just that your personality isn't for him. He just doesn't like it, but he's not intimidated by you.
Love this girl. Wish that I could give her a hug, because I have never heard another woman say this, especially on TikTok. Normally it's the strong, independent boss babes that don't need no man, and if you say something like this, you are ridiculed and attacked and called a pick-me or misogynist in the comment section, which very well could be happening. I don't know, because I haven't gone to check the current status of the video, because as I mentioned, I saw this when it was first posted. But it's just...
Anytime you go against what the hive mind wants to delude themselves into believing, you get caught these little buzz fucking phrases. It's stupid, bro.
Insane. She's 100% correct. The accountability that she's taking here, talking about her past and the way that she's, matured and realized this, is just so self-aware, and again, just so refreshing to hear. And she's someone who has a female following, which is even better to see. I cannot tell you how many times I have heard women say, well, guys just don't like me because they're too intimidated by me, or I'm intimidating, or things didn't work out because he was, intimidated by my success and I made too much money for him and blah, blah, blah.
Bro, and another thing too, men don't even, and she's probably about to get into it. We don't give a shit about how much money you make. We don't care. We really don't. Like, that doesn't give you more points. It just doesn't. I don't understand why a lot of... It's messed up to say, but that's where the standards come in. Guys are the success objects. Women are the beauty objects. It is reality. It is reality. If you don't like what I'm saying, you don't like reality. Go and delude yourself some more.
Care how much money you're making. That's a woman thing that women care about in men. So then when we're dating, we think that men care about the same things that we do, when in reality, not even close. And they just don't like you, probably because if you're approaching dating with this I'm too intimidating mindset, or you are an independent boss babe that don't need no man, he doesn't like that about you, and you have a bad attitude, and you're just not very likable. I did a video reacting over on TikTok to a woman saying, have you wondered why men are choosing Wonder Bread women? Basically saying, do you wonder why men choose average women over you when you are a divine French croissant, basically high maintenance and all of this stuff? And it has nothing to do with the fact that these women are not as good as you. It's just that they don't like you. And by saying that a man doesn't like you because they're too intimidated by you, or you're too good for them, or you're too high maintenance, it's just honestly a cop-out for bad behavior. It's a way to take no accountability for yourself and the fact that you might just not be very likable. And in the Wonder Bread croissant case, I think if you have to put another woman down to feel better about yourself and why things aren't working out for you, that tells you all you need to know about yourself and the growth that you need to be taking. But in this case, I think it's great that, she was able to say, men are not intimidated by me. They just maybe didn't like me because I had a bad attitude. If you are a boss babe with a bad attitude, you've got princess mentality and want people to treat you like you're up on a pedestal all the time, or you're independent and don't need no man, those are probably the reasons why the men don't like you, not because they're intimidated by you. The first thing I want to talk about here is that women tend to go for men who are either at their level financially or success-wise or above them. This is hypergamy. It's real. It's true.
Shit, I don't even know about at their level, bro. I don't even know. I think the modern women, they moved the goalposts a little bit. They said, I do not want to look in the mirror. I don't want to look in the mirror and see someone who's on the same level as me. Ew, gross. I can do way better than him. Little do they know, that's like their spitting image in regards to like where they're at. So, or this is another theory. A lot of modern women have deluded themselves so much that, let's say, like, she's actually objectively, well, I guess it's always going to be subjectively, but if they took 1,000 people and it was just like, yeah, rate this chick, and the average came out to like a 4.5, they're going to easily think they're at least 3 points higher. Or if they want to go to the most delusional case, which is also another thing, they're just going to think they're 10s, because a lot of girls just think they're 10s, and the reality is that is not true, but a lot of women like to feed themselves this bullshit so they don't know reality, so their whole world doesn't come crashing down, because at the end of the day, delusion is what keeps, I feel like, a lot of women afloat. And men too, don't get it twisted. Delusion keeps a lot of people afloat. This isn't just a woman thing. Men, y'all motherfuckers, a lot of y'all niggas is delusional too. For real, for real. So, y'all ain't off the hook.
It's not some myth made up by, people on the internet. This is a real thing that we do biologically. Statistically, it's safe for me to say this. Only 22% of women out-earn their husbands. And as women out-earn their husbands, their relationship satisfaction tends to decrease for themselves and also the man that they're with. Why? Because women typically want to be with someone who is at their level or above, as I mentioned. Now, this is not the case for every single woman on the planet. There are women out there dating men who make less or are less successful.
Always outliers.
It's just the way that it is, right? So again, statistically here, it's safe for me to say that them being intimidated by you is not the reason, because you're not dating men who are less successful than you or who make less money than you. And as I touched on earlier in the video, the reality is that men don't care how much money a woman is making. That's not something that's on their list of things that they're looking for. Men want someone who is going to bring peace into their life instead of constant chaos or a bad attitude or a princess mentality. You can be a very successful woman and men will like you if you have a good attitude and you're not a brat. If you're a woman who is...
A question. How can everyone be a king and how can everyone be a queen? How many kings were there in history compared to the amount of people that were in history? How many queens too? Now I see guys sometimes going, yeah, king. But not nearly as much as you go, queen. Not nearly as much. So, like I said, delusion keeps a lot of people afloat. Because life's real. Life's real. I won't even hold you. You already know this. Life's real. And delusion keeps a lot of people afloat.
Well off, financially, maybe you're very successful and you're dating men who are at your level or above, well, then those men that you're dating also have more options in women. Why would a man choose to be with a woman who has a bad attitude and acts like she doesn't need him in the first place? Or even want him a lot of the time. I'm not saying that women should not be successful or financially stable themselves. I think it's a wonderful thing, but I think it's important to also know why things are not working out for you instead of just, making it a cop-out and saying, oh, well, they're too intimidated by me, because that's absolutely 99.9% of the time not the reason why. It's because you're going after men who are at your level or above, which if you're, doing well off financially and you're successful, that's probably pretty high up. So right off the bat, you're limiting your pool of men to choose from. So if you can't find someone, that could be a reason why. And then secondly here, when you're dating men of that caliber,
but that's the thing though. I swear, like, chicks will either they'll rather die alone with, you'll hear the jokes with the wine, the box wine, and cats and stuff, or share, a super successful guy. They'll share that guy. But settling? You want me to really settle for him? When in reality, they're actually on the same level. You really want me to settle for him? Ew, gross. Never. I never will settle. I saw this interesting video where, like, women's, like, dating strategy, because they're kind of on a ticking clock. Guys are too. Guys are too, but guys tend to have a little longer, And women kind of just get their value right off the bat. Like as soon as they're 18, boom. They got 12 years pretty much. 18 to 30, boom. They got 12 years. But it's crazy how much attention women get, and how many guys that in their 20s, they were good guys. But women are always playing a game of blackjack. And a lot of them end up busting. Let that sink in.
More women to choose from, so they're not going to choose the one with the bad attitude who sucks. Because there's plenty of financially independent women who do well and are successful that have a great attitude, who might embrace their femininity, who take care of themselves physically, mentally, emotionally, who, are supportive and encouraging and bring peace instead of chaos and a good attitude. And another thing I want to talk about here is that women don't really hold each other accountable. And she mentioned in the video that when she would tell her friends that she, got broken up with or things didn't work out, they would say, oh, well, he's just intimidated by you, or, oh, you're too good for him. And then you tell yourself that to feel...
And the thing is, these girls think that those are their fucking friends, bro. Your friends would tell you the truth. Your friends wouldn't lie to you, bro. Your friends wouldn't lie to you. Guys, they'll be like, bro, you're fat as fuck. You need to go to the gym. Guys, even from an early age, I remember, bro, I used to get my ass toasted in the roast goose with the boys. But we all did. We all got roasted. But guys knew from an early age that, like, guys had to, since I was like, as far as I can remember, as soon as I was like 11 or 12, like, accountability was there. Even before that. But, like, it really was like, oh, yeah, okay, shit's real. Even like in middle school, bro. Like, women sometimes never have to face accountability, bro. Literally, like their whole life, sometimes they never have to really face the consequence of their actions, because there's always going to be some simp who saves them. But some do. Some do have to see the reality. But sometimes they see the reality when it's just too late.
Better about why things didn't work out for you, and then you don't end up growing or evolving or becoming a better person because you're just never taking accountability or responsibility for the fact that you might be the problem. And I think that women really do their friends such a disservice by lying about this. And obviously some of them truly believe it, like they don't think that they're the issue. This is a common thing that we see. But a lot of them just are lying. We coddle feelings and we hype our friends up when things aren't working out instead of just being really honest and blunt with them.
Wow, she's real for this, bro. She's real for this. Salute Courtney Ryan. Salute, salute, salute. Salute.
And that's because women don't really respond well when you tell them maybe you're the problem. And I know this from personal experience having women friends. I was always the friend, and sometimes this didn't land well, to be honest with you. A lot of times people would be scared to tell me things because I was very honest and blunt and to the point. I was never mean about it, but I was just always very honest.
She's really
I
just
would
trying
not
to help
sugarcoat
y'all,
it
man.
because I don't think that helps. But then after the fact, they would be like, wow, I'm so glad that I listened to you. I'm so glad that I came to you with this and asked for your opinion because I didn't see things that way before. And I do this because I would hope that my friends would do that for me. If I was in a situation where I was dating around and I was having no success and things maybe weren't working out for me, and I told my friends about it and they said to me, oh, well, all those men suck, or men are trash and you're too good for them, they're just intimidated by you, they would be lying. Because if everything's not working out with everyone, I'm the common denominator in that, and clearly I am playing a role in doing something wrong. So as a friend, it's helpful to just be honest so that your friends can grow. You know what happens when you're honest with your friends? They grow. They evolve. They become better because they aren't constantly stuck in a cycle of playing the victim and being woe is me and pointing their finger at everyone instead of taking accountability for themselves and their actions and understanding that they are the common denominator in every relationship that they have, and they might in fact be a part of the problem. It's okay to acknowledge that we are not perfect and we have room to improve, and there are things that are maybe a little bit unlikable about ourselves. There's no shame in admitting that. We're human. Taking accountability and responsibility is how we become a better version of ourselves, for ourselves obviously, but also for the people around us. It's how you become a better daughter, a better son, a better sister, a better brother, a better partner romantically. So by never owning up to being part of the problem, or by pointing your finger at every man in the world and saying, all of you suck and I'm not the issue, you're doing yourself a huge disservice. And as a woman who makes content for mostly men, I can say this from my own personal experience making this kind of content and interacting with people. Just because you disagree with a woman doesn't mean that you're misogynistic or like a patriarchy problem. Sometimes women are...
It's the buzzwords. They don't like what you say? Incel, misogynist, patriarchy. I wonder if these chicks that be throwing these words out even know what they fucking mean. They ask them, like, can you define it?
wrong. Sorry. I love women. I really do. But if you're wrong, I'm going to tell you that you're wrong. I'm not going to sugarcoat it because that doesn't help you or any of the other women who are all lying to themselves. And long term, it's really so much more beneficial to see the areas where you can improve as a person, as a partner, whether that be with a friendship, romantically, so that you can end up in a better situation and relationship. And I think it's super helpful when you're dating to understand that men and women are often looking for different things. Of course, there might be some overlap here and there, but men don't care how much money you're making. Women care how much money men make. And they're probably not intimidated by you because you aren't even dating men who would feel the need to be intimidated by you. I think the statistic is like 45% of women are projected to be single and childless by the year 2030. And to be honest, I'm not totally surprised by that. I think so many people are single and will remain single because they never take accountability or acknowledge that they're part of the problem. And it's always everyone else's fault but theirs. And that's not going to land you into a healthy relationship. I've also noticed from bringing a lot of other women on my channel and doing interviews and talking to all different kinds of people that women a lot of the times don't know how rare it is what they're asking for. And I'll ask them, like, how much money do you want your partner to make? And they say $300,000 at 29 years old.
Hey, just research, if you just look up the delusion calculator. A lot of these chicks be asking for 0.00001% men, and they think that's like, oh, like they should be just walking out on the street. So, like, you'll, more than likely, with most of these chicks, you'll never live up to their standards. Look, if Tom Brady can't live up to his wife's standards, we're all cooked. So that's just female nature in a nutshell, man. I mean, I'm not here to spread hate or be a misogynist and all that stuff. I'm just stating the literally objective reality. Like, it's not even subjective. Like, looks, yeah, that's subjective. But this is objective reality.
And not even realizing or understanding how rare it is what they're asking for, and it's literally like a 1% man. I think a lot of people have incredibly unrealistic expectations and standards for what they want their partner to be like, and then hold themselves to very low standards, or in this case, think that just because they make a lot of money, that they are automatically very desirable to men. And the truth is that men could not care any less about that most of the time. A lot of men and women just value different things, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And again, I think it's really helpful to know that if you're someone who is single or struggling with dating or wondering why things aren't working out for you. There's a ton of reasons why people are single, and I'm not going to go super into it in this video because I've covered it extensively in the past. I can make more videos about this in the future, but really I wanted this video to be about the fact that it was so refreshing to see someone share their own experience and growth and acknowledge the fact that sometimes people just don't like you. Maybe it's because you have a bad attitude or you've got things that you need to work on, but by saying that, you know, it's the other person's problem or you're never the problem really just does yourself such a disservice. So I hope you guys liked this video and found it helpful. If you did,
Snapchat logo on my ghost came into this world same way I die alone, same way I die alone, same way I die alone. Now I'm just really trying to think, like, why am I still single after some time? Yeah, I put a lot of girls in the fun category instead of, like, the relationship category. Probably because I'm polluting myself, I'm polluting my mind with all these red pill videos. That could be a possibility. I may just be tripping. Or I'm just not making enough approaches because at the end of the day, it's like finding a piece of hay and a bunch of needles. I don't know. I feel like, because because I'll never be able to read a female's mind, but at the end of the day, they're usually the ones that cut shit off in most cases, especially in that like talking phase, like the pursuing phase. Because there's such an abundance of options, and obviously, you know, it's like all power to them. Like they're gonna choose the best option that they have, and all that stuff. And just most men on here, and myself included, we're just not in like 80 to 90% of women's eyes, their top choice, and that's really what it boils down to. So, if I would put the fault and blame on a specific sex, it's easily on women, because they're the ones who really ultimately control if the interaction continues or not, for the most part. You know, at least to the sex. And let's be real, most people are having sex now before they really get into relationships. It could be the other way in a lot of cases as well, but most of the time, people are fucking first before they really become official things. And guys do have the control over the commitment, but I don't really know if it's true or not. If like, you know, if a woman really like likes you, she'll make you wait. I think that's some bullshit, because I think if a woman likes you, she'll let you crack. I mean, it's not all women, but I feel like most women, yes, they'd let you crack. They really was feeling like that, they let you crack. And they make it easy for you if they really liked you. I do believe that, because I've had experiences where women actually have made it extremely easy for me. But the thing is, the sad reality is, it's always the women that you don't really like that much that are like that. And the women that you do like that, they really don't see you like that. So, I don't know, it's like a plug and push and pull and all that stuff. And no one really has the answers, but a lot of times the balls in a lot of these females' court, and they have most of the leverage and advantage, especially in modern day society. I don't know. Am I tripping or am I sensing? Let me know in the comments down below. It's your boy DD signing off. Peace.